Tough times happens. Sometimes you feel bad because something bad happened to you. Things out of your control. You lose your job. Someone you love left you. I mean, just put on the list all the problems that you could maybe have. So, are you ready? Are you ready to upgrade and live from freedom? Because you're going to need to sacrifice your little point of view. You're going to need to open your mind a little bit. You're going to need to consider other perspectives. So first thing, whatever happened to you, the reason why you don't feel happy today, the reason why you cannot relax and enjoy your day fully, whatever that is, what if I told you that it actually is not what it seems to be? That's the first question you have to ask yourself. Because if you see the reasons why you think this is a bad thing, if you're honest with yourself, especially if you write it down, you're going to find out that you have a lot of assumptions that are actually just assumptions. You're just guessing that it's a bad thing that happened. But you don't know if in 10 years from now, when you look back to this moment, you may not look at this moment thinking, wow, I wish I had the guts to live my life fully and not be scared. So what if this bad situation is not happening to you, but what if it's happened for you? By that I mean, it's not necessarily something that it comes here to destroy you, this bad situation. It's maybe apparently come to destroy your comfort, your plans about how things should be. But what if there's the possibility that life is a bit more unstable? There is nothing you can put your happiness into. Everything is going to sort of disappear eventually, right? So what if this movement of things coming and going in your life is just creating, is just exposing that you're clinging into certain assumptions, certain perspectives. And it's going to hurt if you are tied into believing this is the way things have to be. So the only way is to actually consider that maybe it's not that life is bad. Maybe there are things that go in the way you plan. It's just exposing a deeper structure in your mind, which some people call ego, which is limited and which is scared and which is fearful. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little kid scared in a corner in your mind that feels bad, that feels scared, that feels unable to deal with the situation. It's unable certainly to enjoy today fully. So this situation that is completely shaking your life, that's exactly what it's doing. It's not necessarily bad. It's shaking your mind. Just appreciate that and how that could be a good thing, because it may give you a chance to actually consider where are your blind spots. So the situation happened and it is helping you see patterns of why you suffer, where you're investing the things that you need, the things that you're tightening your freedom into a specific situation, in a specific plan, in a specific point of view. Could you just for a moment let go of the need of solving it? I'm not saying that you solve it. Please do anything you have to do to solve the situation if you have the chance. Sometimes you simply don't even have the chance to solve the situation. It just happened. Someone you love died. So just for a second, can you relax the need to fix it? The need. Again, I'm not talking about you not doing what you have to do, but just for a second, give yourself the permission to review the situation instead of from desperation, from a point of calm observation. And ask yourself this question. Your suffering, your fear, is it the situation itself that makes you feel like that? Or is the story you tell yourself about the situation? For example, someone left you and you may suffer because you think, I will never find someone like him or her or whatever. But what if you had a thought that say, I got done with that. I'm looking forward to a better relationship that's going to happen down the line. I'm certainly going to find someone else that is going to be the best that I ever found. Don't you notice? If you notice the shake, that you by changing the story, there's a shift in the way you feel and the way you react. That means that it's not the situation. It means the way you're interpreting it. This is already very powerful. I hope you can follow me, because it takes a lot of courage. And I can tell you this because as yourself, life also have brought me to uncomfortable situations. But if you don't panic, if you don't lock yourself in your past and your conditioning, and you start questioning what can you learn from it, things start opening. So if you really, when this wave of shit happens in your life, instead of just start like running around desperately, you just stop for a moment and seriously observe the situation and really notice everything. Don't take any assumptions. Don't desperately start feeling like yeah, you may feel depressed too. But in any case, you feel that you can tell your mind is making statements like, I will never, or there is no more, or I am, can you feel that statements? All this negativity, all this is impractical thinking. So something happens, shakes your world. And I'm just saying, just for a moment, give yourself a break. And before reacting to the situation, step back. And just start noticing how your brain, your physiological brain, is wired like an animal to pursue pleasure and avoid pain. And most people say, yeah, of course. Yeah. But I tell you something, if you go through life reacting from that perspective, you're going to suffer for sure. There's no pleasure you can hang to that's going to last. And pain, as you know, certainly is going to happen. So there's another way. And at first, it feels that you need to react strongly to the situation and to defend yourself and all that. And I'm not saying, again, don't do what you have to do. I'm talking about the internal emotional reaction you have. Because if you're clear, if you're calm, you will respond to the situation in the best way. You will think with clarity. If you react emotionally strongly from this animal pleasure, pain, intensity, you're going to lose perspective of the situation, and your brain is not going to be able to recognize the patterns and find a clear answer to the situation or a clear understanding so you can enjoy this day. Because even the loss of someone or a situation like that is just another reason why to appreciate your life more. You see? It's not another reason why to suffer even deeper. But I understand this is easy said than being done. So what to do? Well, this reactivity you have to the situation is just like a cascade of thoughts that go like, oh, I can this, I can do that, and all this and all that. Can you feel this restlessness of your mind? Like, I can stop it. And certainly you cannot sit and meditate, right? If you would try, I can do this. I can do this. I need to. It feels like sitting and doing nothing. It feels like you're wasting your time. But what if I tell you, no, what you're doing is just detaching yourself from your mind and finding a deeper perspective, an overall perspective. You're climbing a mountain from where you can actually see the situation with depth and find a better strategy how to navigate the situation and not suffer, because suffering doesn't make any sense. Suffering is energetic inefficiency. It is mental confusion. I'm going to say this over and over. I know this because many people say, no, suffering is part of life. Suffering is necessary. If I wouldn't suffer, I wouldn't. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. That's the reason why you keep suffering, because you think it's so important. Suffering is just a mistake that you don't know how you're doing. Okay, that's where we're here. That's what I'm talking. But that doesn't give it the excuse, doesn't give you the excuse to ruin your life and everybody's life. Because when you go around telling everybody how bad everything is, you're not helping anyone. But there's another way. But I'm saying, instead of thinking in your specific situation, I'm saying, whenever your mind is inefficient, it's splitting its own power in many, many tiny little parts, what we call restless thoughts. And physical inactivity, your body may trigger anxiety. Your nervous system is absolutely collapsed. You're out of control. So see the pattern. You have all this restless mind whenever you feel bad. So what I'm going to be suggesting to do, and some that all of you who know this channel know what I'm going to about to say now, how you actually do this, how I made it, how I want you to do it. And I'm going to be here to show you. There is a group. You're going to find a link down where you can ask every question. You're going to find deeper information about how to apply this, all of course for free. And besides that invitation, you can just see yourself with honesty and observe your mind. That's all what you really need to do. And in that observation, just notice if your mind is restless. If it's restless, then your conditioning and your reactivity, your pain, pleasure, animal reaction to the situation got you. So it takes an incredible skill to think clearly in that circumstance. So my suggestion is, instead of trying to use your mind, which is already with a virus of fear, with a virus, I feel so bad, you cannot come with a solution. So what you have to do, you need to calm your mind. You need to calm your mind. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the exit. In your situation, wherever you are, there is a door that says exit, but you cannot see it if you're having a panic attack and running like crazy. No, the monster's here. This is the end. We are all gonna die. Can you feel that? What I'm saying is, like, there's a door, but in order to see it, you need to calm your mind. And how you do that? Well, this is the part. And you can do this in many ways. You probably know even processes to do this, but I'm give you the most specific, the best process, the most underrated, unnoticed processes, and is the oldest one. This is how humanity have figured out this problem of suffering for thousands of years already. It's just that peace is selling, but who's buying it? Who's interested in peace? So hopefully you're at this point where you realize that there's no many choices. You choose peace or you choose fear in your life. So if you got to that situation where, hopefully not, but sometimes your life put so much pressure on you that you completely lost it. At some point, you have no other option. You have to start sitting, meditating, and observing your mind. But that's not an easy feat to do, right? Because your mind just gets out of control and it gets you in the same loops all over and over. And yes, there are some mindfulness meditations or this meditation where you distract yourself with a mantra, or where you just try to distract yourself, basically. It's like, okay, that's an entry point. But what we're discussing here, in order to be fully at peace, happy, content, you need more than that. You need to get to the point where your mind is in balance, completely in balance. And for that, you need patience, and you need repetition, and you need calm. And when your mind can stay still, the solution will reveal to you. Certain kind of wisdom, you will hear wisdom coming from the bottom of your mind, telling you exactly what you need to be hearing. That's your mind functioning well. And your mind will only function well when it's calm. So you need to actually spend time calming your mind every day. By calming your mind is from just calming down. If you're into too much anxiety, or you find super restless, then do sports, have a good time, do anything to feel a bit more collected. But once you're there, that that's not still enough to call that perfect happiness and contentment. So what you need to do is you need to go even to more subtle levels of the inner activity where you are trapped, and little by little start letting go, like calming a child and telling your mind it's okay. In the teachings that I'm offering, we go back to the object all the time, in a very specific way, very carefully. And by doing that, your mind start noticing that, okay, wait, if I don't think, if you don't imagine certain things, if you not make certain assumptions, you start feeling the natural peace in this moment. Life becomes easy again already. Even in the middle of the chaos, suddenly you start seeing the patterns, but your mind needs to be calm. And the answers eventually will pop up. You will know what to do, how to do it, if you have to do something. So the practice is non-doing, non-thinking. You sit and offer your thoughts. Just for 5 minutes, even just sit and ignore your thoughts. It's not like you're trying to suppress them, but you just pick an object, most of the time your breath, and whatever thought crosses your mind, just say, okay, thank you for the invitation, but you don't need to move your eyes away into the thought. You don't need to follow it. But that requires training because you have been training the opposite all the time for a long time. But you can do it. Just because you couldn't make it till now doesn't mean that you're not going to make it. And I'm here to make sure that you at least have the tools and the understanding to do it. So again, if you need more engagement, if you want to ask questions, if you want to participate in something that will give you the excuse to go deeper, just follow the link below or just sit, calm yourself, enjoy your day, and be honest if that's true, that's the case. And just notice the natural peace that is there whenever you don't tell yourself a story. How life is. At some point, you realize that life is sweet. It's beautiful. Even in the moments where something apparently bad is happening. It's not bad. You don't need to suffer. Spend time, spend time, spend time.